Alberta Street is really kind of a unique street. It's a small corridor, and it reminds me sort of like a small town.
It's like a gathering space.
We have a lot of people who visit Portland for the first time and they say, oh, I wish I'd stayed here. Like, this is really interesting.
In its earliest days, there was a streetcar going up right down Alberta Street, and there was thriving small businesses up and down.
There was a huge flood in a neighborhood district, Vanport. It was a very diverse neighborhood, but a large percent was African American.
And so then people were dispersed back into the community. And so that's how Alberta Street actually became more of a diverse community.
One of the things I've been really impressed with the Alberta Main Street Board, they have really embraced diversity as an overarching filter.
We turned the organization committee into an equity committee. When we first started, we had a community listening session. We said, you know, what do you want Alberta Main Street to be?
I think a listening session is good. You really need a couple people listening so that you can collate all that together to say, okay, this is what I heard, this is what I saw, and this is what I felt.
Being inclusive was a part of that visioning process, and out of that came some tangible projects and activities that they worked on.
I mean, I think the Main Street approach works because Alberta is a very large street with a lot of different tasks that need to get done. And I really liked how the 4-point approach organized what can very easily be a chaotic and unorganized world and kind of get the mission of the program moving in the right direction.
What makes this a main street is you see the culture of this city reflected on this street because they're all local businesses. It's things that are people's passion projects, and so it really reflects a character.
The business core is very strong. There are people looking for spaces all the time on Alberta Street.
The independent business community on Alberta Street is its strength.
Neil and I are kind of unlikely business owners. I mean, that's something that Alberta Main Street did for us, is kind of like hold our hand through that too and say, you have to do this.
Since Alberta Main Street's been in place, we've seen the number of businesses double. We're over 60% women-owned businesses, and we're over 20% minority-owned businesses.
Another thing that's very much at the forefront for the Alberta District is how to be a sustainable neighborhood district.
Having that environmental focus in a city where people really care about that probably help people find a connection with us.
It's nice that they had that streetcar history because it did automatically kind of create this pedestrian-friendly neighborhood district. There's good bus service to the district. If you look at the trash cans, they use recycled signs to create those trash cans.
On the top of them are holes. That's where you put your recycled bottles, and then when the collectors come to get them, they usually have the recyclables sorted right on top.
We're all the way out here in Northeast, but to me, this is the center of Portland.
Yeah,
So it's
everyone's warm and friendly, excited to be in this neighborhood, and this is like the hub for them.
It is the keep Portland weird of the Portland streets. That's fun. It's nice to have a mix of customers that reflect a vibrant community. It's not just one type of person, it's a whole community of people.
I like to be able to walk down the street and see shops coming in. It's that ability when you walk down the street to feel excited about walking down the street, and Alberta still has that.
We're having to move forward after the loss of our leader, Sarah Wittenberg, our executive director.
we were driving down the street and going, that's Sarah, that's Sarah, that's Sarah.
She was a champion for the street. That was one thing that I really loved about her.
She was so vibrant and so full of life. It's an October afternoon and the streets are filled with people and the sun is shining and the line at the ice cream store is, around the corner. It's just a reflection of the vibrancy of this district, and her legacy lives on. Magical Sarah.